what's up? It's Laura from Laura Marie Plans, and today I'm back with another weekly plan with me. This week I am planning June 24th through the 30th in my Aura Estelle A5 wide planner using my Caress Press 2024 inserts. And this week I'm using the kit called Spaced Out Summer from Caress Press. I was sent like the wrong kit initially, but had an extra little things page, and I had messaged Maggie and she had allowed me to keep that. So I did have an extra little things page, which came in clutch because this week I did go to Florida. I went to Space Coast, Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, whatever you want to call it, in Florida. And then we went to Disney World. So I needed all the little things, all the extenders, everything this week. And it was quite a complicated base. And if you haven't been watching my videos, I did have COVID. I had it when I was filming this base. I'm currently negative now, but I still feel like crap. So I just decided to go ahead and voice over this and not talk through it. So I hope you guys are okay with that. I know my talk throughs do way better on the YouTube, but sometimes I just need a little break, and voiceovers are like infinitely easier in that regard. So yeah, so I'm healing, I'm getting better, but I needed to just like think about this spread, and it'll just be easier in the long run. So I didn't color block or anything this week. I didn't do anything crazy. I did use both Sparkly Hollow and Sparkly Lime from Plannahannah. I know Hannah just released like 30 new foils. I don't know if Sparkly Lime is part of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a rendition. And I just think this looks so cute. I did get this foil when it was her foil of the month, if you are curious. But yeah, I think this just looks so cute together. I use some like space underlays, 2 different types from Plannahannah, and then like literally everything from this spread is Plannahannah. I use some pool floaty washi, as well as her shine washi. And then I got a lot of custom quotes. So I have like That's My Mama, Space Coast. I got some of her beach quotes I threw in. I got Cape Canaveral. I got some Star Wars ones for Galaxy's Edge. And then I got 12 years for on Sunday because it was me and Jake's 12 years. So big, big, big week in my planner. I also contracted the COVID this week. So, that's always fun. But yeah, it's going to be a spread and a plan with me. I love how this turned out, like so much. I think it's so fun. And I'm really glad I went with this kit. I really had a dilemma because I was both going to my mom's rocket launch and Disney World the same week. I know, such freaking what is the word for it? First world problems to the max. I know, but I had gotten Batu Bound from SPC, and I really want to use that as well because we only went to Hollywood Studios just for the day. So I want to use that as well. But a bunch of people who were in my DMs were telling me that like this was my mom's last rocket launch, and so I probably wouldn't be able to use this kit again, whereas I'm probably going to go to Hollywood Studios and be able to do that again. So they were 100% right because one, rocket launch more iconic than Disney World. Like I can't believe I'm saying that because my mom has been a NASA engineer all my life, and it took me this rocket launch to finally appreciate it and be like, wow, this is actually super, super cool. And 2, this kit is just so good. Like if you have slept on this kit, I highly recommend getting it. The foil possibilities are endless. Like I just dipped my toes in it, and I know the foil possibilities are endless. And this kit is just so cute. And especially if you are going to Space Coast or Kennedy Space Center in Florida at Cape Canaveral, this kit is for you. Like it just matches my vibe perfectly. And I feel like Caress Press always has the great rocket, NASA, etc. kits because I used her other space kit for my mom's other rocket launch that I did not go to, but I was there in spirit. And now I wish I went to many, many more. But unfortunately, I what I underappreciated her coolness and being a NASA engineer, because what I saw on this Tuesday, the rocket launch, was iconic. It was so crazy and I was just mind blown. So I do have a vlog up on my week, so you guys can definitely check that out. I will try and link it down below if I remember. And I do always post pictures on my regular Instagram, Laura Potamus, but I share it on my planner Instagram, Laura Marie Plans. So yeah, I had a really good time in Florida. But we're gonna hop into this day by day, which is gonna be a lot. If you want to see up close pictures and videos of the spread, definitely check out my Instagram, because I know this voiceover and fast motion is not gonna do it justice. Also, I did zoom in to 3 times instead of 2 times, which I think might be better, but I did sometimes mess up and not have everything in frame, so I apologize in advance for that. I did have 2 custom script sheets from Plannahannah, both in the starry little font thing. I don't know what number it is, but it's beautiful and I love it. So, we did fly to Florida the Sunday before this, if you don't remember. So on Monday we were already in Cocoa Beach, Florida. So on Monday I went shopping with my dad and my sister in historic Cocoa Beach. Jake and my mom both had to work, so we just went shopping. We got ice cream, and then we went to Walmart because we found out my mom was throwing a party at our Airbnb after the launch the next day, and there was like 30 people coming, and none of us knew. And my sister says she knew, but she thought it was like 8 people. So we were like, oh, should we get stuff? And my mom was like, no, it's fine. And then like we got stuff. And then my mom went to Costco this day too. She just like knows everything that there is in Cocoa Beach because she goes there so much to Kennedy Space Center. So I guess she just frequents the Costco, but we were just like very confused. I swam in the pool this day. We had a pool at our Airbnb. It was so nice. I love a good pool, especially a backyard pool, like in my backyard where I can just step right out. And then we watched the sunset this night. We went to a manatee sanctuary, which they didn't have manatees there, but it was like a place where you could supposedly see them. We couldn't see any. But yeah, my mom had like a work dinner, so it was just me, Jake, my sister, and my dad. And then we just hung out as a family at the house. I gave my mom some gifts that we got when we went shopping earlier that day, as well as some things I had bought her and like a little card, just because I knew the next day was going to be kind of chaotic. And then everyone went to bed, and me and Jake stayed up and we decorated the like house a little for the party. And just to surprise my mom, we got a bunch of Walmart decorations, my sister and I. And then my sister did some things in the morning to decorate as well. And then I just spent the night in the pool with Jake because just love a good pool time. On Tuesday, we woke up bright and early and we went to Kennedy Space Center, which is where the rocket launch was happening. Well, not there, but like we had to take a bus to the launch site where it was happening. But yeah, I don't really remember Kennedy Space Center, but it's basically like the Disney World of space. Like it's like there's no there are actually rides, but there's like a long wait for it. But there's just like a lot of museums, there's food, there's shopping, there's movies. It's a lot. And there's like a rocket garden, which is super super pretty, and just like space sounds everywhere. Like it was intense. I did not really remember it. I was really hoping to see an astronaut in a costume to get a pic, but I did not. And then the one museum my mom was like, we have to go to, was the Atlantis Space Shuttle Museum. And guys, my sister and I were emo AF. If you are ever in Kennedy Space Center, go walk to the end. It's like at the end of the Space Center. Walk to the end and you'll see the rocket boosters or whatever from the space shuttle. And just like, I never really appreciated the space shuttle before. Like I literally saw space shuttle launches growing up. My mom worked on Hubble for 20 plus years. So like I was very familiar with them, but like the way, oh my god, it's emo, it's crazy. Basically there's like a screen and they're doing a whole like space shuttle movie and you're just standing watching, and then all of a sudden this screen lifts up and then it's like a starry night sky, and then behind it is the Atlantis space shuttle, and then that screen lifts up and you like walk through the exhibit. But like, I'm not saying what I'm saying is not giving its justice. Like, it is just so good. So yeah, and then we went to the Saturn V Museum, which was chaos because basically, like, apparently my mom used to have to just sit in grass and wait for the rocket launch, but now they have the Saturn V Museum, which we did have to take a bus to. Um, and it was just like they had one food place and we had to sit on the floor because there was not enough seating. And like, apparently my mom said NASA, like, literally they make it super easy to get tickets. Like, if anyone knows me, they could have gotten a ticket if I had hooked them up, but otherwise they did this package, like, because it was a SpaceX launch, a SpaceX rocket. They did this package for $250 where you could get food and worse seats. They did not have very good seats. But you could go to the rocket launch. But otherwise, I think you have to know someone like directly who works for NASA. But like the people who directly work for NASA like can literally bring anyone. So my mom had so many of her friends and family come. So like it was just really crowded is basically what I'm saying, because everyone brought their friends and family because everyone thinks space is cool now. I feel like it's really trendy right now. But then we did space photos with my sister and my mom, which was really, really fun. I posted those on Instagram. We like dressed up in space shuttle suits. Space shuttle suits? Space suits? Yes. And then we watched the rocket go up, which was crazy. And then we saw the two boosters land, which we've never seen anything like that before. And we heard two sonic booms, which was iconic according to the space people. But I am very scared of loud noises. So yes. And then I wrote mom retires, but like I really just put that in because I had that script because my mom has not retired yet. But you know, the bus going back was chaotic AF from the rocket launch place to back to Kennedy Space Center. It's like a 10 or 15-minute bus ride, but you have to wait for the buses, and the line was actually crazy. I just like everything they just like underestimated. Like the Wi-Fi was down the whole day and like no one could like call or text because they just severely underestimated how many people were going to go to this thing. So the bus was chaotic AF, and then we finally got home. I went swimming in the pool with Jake, and then my mom threw a little party for her self. No, we threw it for her. And she had all her friends and family who came down from literally all over the country to celebrate her, which was so nice. And then on Wednesday, I went to Ron John's with my parents in the morning, and then I went swimming in the pool. I worked remote this day. And then we had a nice little Italian dinner, which was super good. We got ice cream from this really, really good soft serve. And then I played mini golf with my parents and Jake, which was very fun, but it was so freaking hot. On Thursday, we had brunch with the family, and then we just went shopping. We were back down in Cocoa Historic Village, which is super cute. It's all like local art and artists and shops and stuff. There's no like chains or anything, so that was just like really cute. And then we dropped off my sister at the airport. She wanted to go back to Colorado. She has like Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. She works as a physical therapist in like a hospital or something. I don't know, something that needs like 24/7 care. And so she had to go back to work. And she also is not a Disney. She was like such a Disney child, but she's not a Disney adult at all. And I was not a Disney child. I was kind of scared of all the characters and like didn't like the rides and always just was an anxious little girl. But now I'm such a Disney adult. So my mom always thinks it's so funny how much like we switched. But yeah, we dropped my sister off, and then we went to Disney Springs because our hotel wasn't ready to check in. And then we hung out at the Coke bar, and I went on a Coca-Cola shopping spree that is featured in my vlog, as well as will be in my haul that eventually goes up. of my Florida trip, which I'm missing a lot of stuff from, but I tried my best there. I'm sorry, guys, that this is like so out of frame, but again, just check me out on Instagram if you want more up close pics that are better. But I do think the 3 times is better. I just need to like be more aware of my framing. And then we literally just went shopping like crazy in Disney Springs. We went everywhere, and then we checked into our hotel. I worked remote, and then we went to the Contemporary Hotel, which is where my aunt and my cousin and my uncle were staying. They came down for the launch but stayed in Disney World the whole time because they're legit Disney adults. But yeah, so we went to California Grill with them, which was so good. I vlogged it all. It was so good. It was a 3-course meal, and then there were fireworks at the end, and they connect the sound from Magic Kingdom. So we got to walk out on the bridge and see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from like a different point of view, which I'd never seen before. I've always been in the parks. And then the music was still there, and it was so cool. Like, we could still see Tinkerbell, and then we could also, like, if we turned the other way, we could see Disney Springs laser show, and then we could see Epcot, and like we could see it all. It was really cool. So that was really, really fun. We saw some fireworks, and then on the 28th, we went to Hollywood Studios. We first did Smuggler's Run, and then we got the wraps from Ronto Roosters, which were so good. I actually like need to look up a recipe for that. I'd never had those before, but looked up some like recommendations of where to eat breakfast, and that was one of them, and it was so freaking good. And then I had blue milk. I had 2 blue milks this day. I just love their blue milk so much. Jake didn't like it too much, but I loved it. And then we went to the Indiana Jones thing. This was like my first time marking every single thing I did at Disney for the most part. I usually don't do that, but I just went all out, and I did not have scripts for everything. So a lot of it is my handwriting, but I honestly don't mind. And then we did Star Tours, which was actually one of Jake's favorite rides, which is so funny. He's not like, this was his first time at Disney World. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. And I'm saying that seriously because I feel like I say it a million times, but I really don't know if I've mentioned that in this plan with me. But Star Tours, I feel like, is not everyone's favorite ride since Galaxy's Edge opened. It also makes a lot of people, including me and my dad, motion sick, but he really liked that one. It's definitely more of a classic, and I know he loved the Ahsoka appearance. So yeah, and then we went to the launching bay or whatever it was called, which I'd never been to before, and is a hidden gem in Hollywood Studios because they have the best AC, they have benches, they have a Star Wars museum, and you can meet the characters. So we met BB-8 and Chewie, which were iconic. They were both so freaking cute, and like it was so fun. The line for Darth Vader was too long. If it was Kylo Ren, I would have stood in that line, but we decided we weren't going to wait for Darth Vader because we had lunch reservations at the Sci-Fi Dine-In. That was my cousin's recommendation. They went to Hollywood Studios the day before, but they went to Magic Kingdom on this day because it was Tiana's Bayou Adventures like opening day, so they rode that ride a million times and just were there for that. But they had been trying to get Sci-Fi Dine-In reservations, so we copped one. There was only one available when I looked the night before, and so we copped it, and we got it with like the Fantasmic package, which was such a win. So yeah, we ate at Sci-Fi Dine-In, which honestly, looking back, I would 100% recommend that place, especially if you have kids, because it's quiet, it's dark, and it's the perfect decompression. Like, if your kids get sensory overload, I highly recommend Sci-Fi Dine-In because even I get sensory overload in Disney, and like Sci-Fi Dine-In literally rejuvenated me this day. We met Elastigirl. Sully was also there, but I didn't say hi to him. He had a really long line. And then we also saw Frozone, and then we went on Toy Story Mania and Slinky Dog Dash, which I got like Lightning or Genie Plus, whatever. That was my first ride I did, and I didn't get the tickets till like 4 that day. We had reservations at Oga's Cantina, which honestly I don't know if I'd go back to again. Jake really liked the cup he got, the like Tatooine cup or whatever, but it was weird because you had to stand, and like I don't want to be standing in Disney. Like I'm tired. I need to sit. We ate at Docking Bay 7, just a quick little meal. We were so full from Sci-Fi Dine-In. And then we did Smuggler's Run again, but just me and Jake went because it made my dad really motion sick the first time we went in the morning. So we heard from the Sci-Fi Dine-In waiter that there was a Chewy mode on Smuggler's Run. So we asked our like group we were in if they were okay doing it. And they were. So we did that, which was really fun. And then we did Rise of Resistance, which was my dad's favorite. I don't know what Jake's favorite is still to this day, but I love it. I love Rise so much because I love Kylo Ren. We did Savvy's Workshop, Droid Depot, Galaxy's Edge. I just put those all because I had the scripts, so stuck those all in at the bottom because we did do those during the day. And then we watched Fantasmic at night, which was amazing. And I came home and I was not feeling well. On Saturday, we checked out of our hotel and then we went back to Disney Springs. Jake and I made custom Lego figures, which I highly recommend if you are in Disney Springs. It's only like 11 or 12 bucks and it's super fun. Like you can literally custom so much on the Lego and it's a really, really cool souvenir to have from Disney. So that was really fun. And then we went to eat. We really like Manit Chauhan from all the cooking shows, and we saw that Eat was open and Jake really wanted to try it. I had actually made us a reservation at Rainforest, but I was reading Reddit and no one recommended it, which obviously, but like I love Rainforest. We ended up going to the Lava Lounge later, which I didn't mark, but I was feeling like utter crap this day, and this was probably one of the worst days of my life. So we just hung out in Disney Springs. We shopped. I got the Dole Whip flight, which was fine, but I really liked the Dole Whip float more. I just love Dole Whip. And then I was not feeling well. Long story. I explained it in my vlog kind of, and like I've talked about it a million times on my stories, but I got kicked off my JetBlue flight because this white man was in my seat and he wouldn't get up, and I called for the flight attendant, and then the flight attendants like put him in his right seat, and then he was saying racist things to me and being mean to me, and I was wearing a mask because I wasn't feeling well and I'm Asian. So yes, that definitely played a role because of the look he gave me. So Ollie, please. Ollie's like, I do not stand against racism. So yeah, stayed in the terminal all night. We were stranded in Orlando, Terminal C, never flying JetBlue again. And I literally don't even want to go back to Orlando or Disney World or anything again because of the Orlando airport. Jake and I and my dad and like literally everyone I know has never had a good experience at Orlando. So it's just not it. I literally cried for like 8 hours, had the worst panic attack. I was freezing. I got a fever. I was not feeling well. And then on Sunday morning, we flew from Orlando to DC at like 6 a.m., I think. I was very, very tired. We picked up our car. We had to go pick up Ollie. We had to go pick up our keys from my parents because they ended up in the flight home, which got diverted from the other airport because JetBlue sucks. So they didn't even get home. They got home like like 6 hours before us, I guess. But yeah, was reunited with Ollie. Missed him so much. He was so spoiled at our bestie Jawan's. He did a great job with him and we're very grateful. And then I took a nap this day, and then I woke up to a text from my mom saying my cousins and aunt and uncle tested positive for COVID, and I had a raging headache and a fever, and I was like, oh, this is bad. So then I tested positive for COVID, and I was literally just sick for the rest of the week. So yeah, my week started off really strong, had a great ass time at the rocket launch. And looking back, that's probably where we all got COVID, was at the rocket launch. Jake didn't test positive on Sunday, but he tested positive, I think, on like Tuesday or Wednesday. But then he tested negative at the same time as me. So I don't even know, but I know one thing for sure, the JetBlue Terminal C at Orlando Airport made my COVID way worse, and I got way sicker because I definitely had it worse than anyone else. And now I feel like I'm still dying, which is why I had to do a voiceover. So I apologize. But I did have a great ass time at my mom's rocket launch. Seeing the rocket just like go into space is like crazy. Like, I literally can't explain it. You can't watch videos and it be the same. You have to be there. Like, the rumbling, the atmosphere of it all, it's just crazy. And also, like, not to say it, but also to say it, like, there have been a lot of failed things. And so it was kind of like anxiety inducing, because if something bad happened, like, yeah, they had to like say a disclaimer at the beginning and everything of what to do if something bad happened. But I'm glad the rocket launched and it was very successful, and it has been in orbit for 3 weeks now. So I think my mom is gonna start getting to work with that stuff soon, once it reaches where it's supposed to, her little satellite out in space. I don't know. But yeah, I had a wonderful time in Florida with my family. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't go because he just had intensive hip surgery. But I got to hang out with my sister, which was really fun. Got to take Jake to Disney World for the first time in his first rocket launch, and just got to spend some great time with my parents. And yeah, it was a good time all around. Very grateful I had extra little things for the spread because I really needed it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. Can I talk? This plan with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did use so much Plannahannah foil. You can use Laura15 to save 15% off, or mention me in the notes and you'll get my freebie. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.